Welcome to TacosandGeeks.com. Justin here, back with more video game reviews, and today we're going to be reviewing Loretta, which is for the Nintendo Switch. This is the Nintendo Switch version, but it's been on PC for about a year or so. So as always, I give you a brief synopsis, so without further ado, here we go. Loretta is a housewife. Walter is a writer, dragged from the glitz and glamour of the 1940s New York City and thrust into a farmhouse in the rural South, but are unsuccessful, struggling with their finances and straining in their relationship. But when Loretta learns of her husband's infidelity and lucrative life insurance policy filed in his name, a grisly plan takes root. It's up to you to decide how far she will take it. And that is just the overall synopsis. I'm not going to go deep into spoilers, but boy, does she take it, man. And this is a narrative adventure type of game. Nothing really in meat wise in terms of gameplay. Well, I'll get to that in a bit. But as far as the story goes, the way the story is told, and it has multiple endings, and you get to make choices and it branches. And I like the 1940s setting here, and I think it really helps, especially with the story of Loretta. She is messed up. Has to be the most messed up narrative story I've had the pleasure of playing so far. And as far as the gameplay goes, it's very, very simple. This is a point and I won't even call it like a point and click, because you can actually do use your analog to move her around and explore the house and explore certain locations. So this is a narrative game where there's no real heavy gameplay, but just decision making and you exploring, and there are some various puzzles in here that to solve, like finding a combination for a particular lock or safe, or fixing the basement or things like that. But your main core gameplay is going to be your decision making and your narrative decisions, and your decisions do affect the choices here. Loretta, and not to go too deep into the story, like I said, I'm keeping it spoiler free, but Loretta has choices here where she has to either be freaking messed up, to put it bluntly, or she can actually forgive people and kind of heal and move on. So depending on how you, the player, are feeling, you are going to have those decisions. Now, just to talk a little bit about the graphics here, I did like the graphics here. It's a very pixelated, like it's 2D pixelated art here, but I do like the aesthetic. And I think what really works here, especially in the farmhouse that you see here, where is her location where she's living with her husband, it does stay true to that 1940s aesthetic. So you're not going to see anything really of technology that has not been in that particular time period. So I did like the way they did the aesthetics here, the lighting and use, like, as you can see with the sunlight beaming in the background. I like the way they did that, especially with the shadows, the lighting, the way that everything's done is really colorful and at times pretty dark too. No frame rate issues whatsoever, and it shouldn't be with this simplistic of these graphics. But let's talk a little bit about music and sound. The music actually does a really good job of setting the tone. I did like the orchestra music in this, especially in these tense moments, as you can see in the previous clip with them of Loretta and her husband Walter talking, and you can just hear how that music is really hitting it and setting the tensity there. They also have some 1940s music when you hit to the radio that inspired by the time, so I thought it did a pretty good job of that. Overall, my final thoughts on Loretta. I'm going to give this a letter grade. Of course, we do letter grades for our games. I'm giving this a B plus or a B. This was really good. I really enjoyed the story. I was engaged in it. It was gripping. It was really, really, like, she psychologically, the woman's messed up, man. Like there's a lot going on that I didn't touch the gist of the story of why she is like this and why there's things that happen to her that just keep contributing to her psyche. And I thought it was really well written. I really did enjoy it. I thought the pacing worked very well. I would say some minor complaints is that when you're transitioning into a particular section, the story, the narrative wise, is not in order. So it jumps from time period, time different segments of the event. So it's not really a cohesive that storytelling that you're used to. It jumps around a lot, and there's elements in here with questionable choices, like to get to a particular section of the story, you have to play this kind of mini game, and it doesn't really give you instructions on how to do it. But otherwise than that, I really did have fun with Loretta. This is Justin from tacosandgeeks.com. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you watch this on YouTube. If you watch this on Tacos and Geeks, thank you. And browse our website. Later days, we'll catch you on the next one. Loretta gets a B. Peace.